Welcome to the 41st London Critics Circle Film Awards. We're all coming to you from our homes in London tonight, and it's not the way we would have planned it, but this has been a cinematic year like no other. And normally we critics sit at home all night, or all day, all week, and we write about the movies, and then we get to go out and watch them in cinemas. But this year we've also been watching them sitting at home. So it's been very strange for us, but I would like to thank our members. We have 160 members, all scattered across the UK and some living abroad. And I'd like to thank them for sticking with it this year and for making sure that they got to see quite a lot of films. And so I'm looking forward to finding out who the winners are tonight. I'd also like to thank our sponsors tonight, DDA, which has been helping us put this program on and working with us on media over the course of the award season, and our regular long-running sponsors, the Mayfair Hotel and Audi. They can't help us tonight, obviously, but we look forward to working with them again when we can hold an in-person event. I'd also like to thank the members of our awards committee. It's a group of people who have done a lot of really hard work over the last few months, trying to make sure that everybody's been able to see the films and make sure that we are able to vote and come up with our nominations and our winners tonight. So I'd like to thank them for their participation. And they will all be presenting the awards tonight, so you'll get the chance to see them as this goes on. And now, without further ado, I'd like to get things off with the first award of the night, and that is for British Irish Actress of the Year. The nominees are Bucky Bakare, Jessie Buckley, Morvid Clark, Vanessa Kirby, and Carey Mulligan. And the award goes to Morvid Clark for her body of work over the year, which includes Saint Maud and Eternal Beauty.
Thank you to the London Critics Circle for this award. When making this film, none of us knew where it would go. We knew it was a wonderful script and we just hoped it would be seen. What has happened for it to be so valued by both critics and audiences is beyond all of our wildest dreams. The making of Saint Maud was fortunately very different to the watching of it. We were a team of mainly first-timers, all helping each other, which made it very special, as did the generous support of the more experienced people on the team, in particular for me, my wonderful co-star Jennifer. Rose created an extraordinary role in Maud, and I was the lucky person who got to play it. Thank you to Rose, Oliver, Andrea, Carmel, and all the team for having that faith in me, and to my agents, Danny, Paul, Tara, Romilly, and Kate Stadden, who has nurtured and supported me since drama school. I would like to dedicate this award to the memory of the late Peter Palmer, a member of the famous RSC tour to Moscow in the late 1950s and later head of drama at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. When he was in his 80s and I was 15, my mum asked him on one of their morning dog walks if he would give me Shakespeare lessons in return for computer coaching from my dad. At the time, I had no idea how lucky I was. I do now. Thank you, Peter. This one's for you.
Hi, I'm Ashanti Omkar, and I have the delightful pleasure of telling you about our uber talented nominees for Young British Irish Performer. They are Kosa Ali for Rocks, Bucky Bakare for Rocks, Millie Bobby Brown for Enola Holmes, Conrad Khan for Country Lines, and Molly Windsor for Makeup. And the Young British Irish Performer of the Year is the fabulous Bucky Bakare for Rocks. Congratulations, Bucky. You are a beautiful and talented young teenager, and you totally blew my socks off by playing Rocks, and evidently so many of us love this. It's a story that captures the youth of London with such aplomb. It took me back to my secondary school days in East London. What a beautiful film and what a beautiful performance. Congratulations, Bucky.
Thank you so much for the award. It means a lot to me and the Rocks family. I'm just so pleased that people connected to the film in such a beautiful way. And a massive, massive shout outs to the whole Rocks family, because as a performer, I was just reflecting what was reflected onto me. Thank you guys so much. Peace and light from Bucky B.
Named in honour of the late great Observer critic, the Philip French Award for Breakthrough British or Irish Filmmaker of the Year recognises the arrival of a bold new voice, following the footsteps of past winners like Steve McQueen Andrea Arnold, and Andrew Haigh. This year's nominees are Henry Blake for County Lines, Faisal Khalifa for Lynn and Lucy, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Rose Glass for St. Maud, and Remy Weeks for His House. And the award goes to Rose Glass for St. Maud.
Thank you, London Critics Circle. This is very cool and very strange. Recording in my bedroom. I'm honoured and to have been nominated in the category, and to win it is very exciting. And just want to thank every single person I worked with at every stage of the way of making St. Maud. I was terrified going into the whole process and felt very out of my depth, because I probably was. And but I overall had the most wonderful experience making this film, and that's because of the people that I made it with. So I can't say everybody, but just particularly Oliver and Andrea, my producers, Film 4, BFI, Protagonist, Studio Canal, particularly for putting the film out in such weird circumstances, and for sort of really sticking by it. Moravith, Jennifer, everybody, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is indeed another exciting part of this evening's award ceremony. The nominees for British Irish actor are Riz Ahmed, Sacha Baron Cohen, John Boyega, Anthony Hopkins, Cosmo Jarvis. And the British Irish actor of the year is Riz Ahmed for his work in Sound of Metal and Mogul Mowgli. Congratulations!
Thank you so much to the London Critics Circle for this award. It really means the world to me. Sound of Metal and Mogul Mowgli are two films that are so close to my heart. I was lucky to work with visionary directors in both of them, with Darius Marder for Sound of Metal and Bassam Tariq for Mogul Mowgli. So grateful to our cast and crew, our producers and financiers. I think it's worth noting these are both films that were really low budget independent movies with short schedules. It's often where some of the most heartfelt work happens, and where some of the most hardest work happens as well. So thank you to all of our teams involved in bringing both these stories to life, kind of against the odds really. And thank you to the London Critics Circle for shining a light on them. They're both stories about really someone who's going through a health crisis, and it lands them into a kind of purgatory where they're forced to reassess what really matters. And I can't help but notice that's kind of what a lot of us are going through right now. So I hope people watching these films take some heart and some hope from them. Thank you very much.
For this category, we have a jury of members who watch hundreds of short films and choose the 5 finalists, which are then voted on by the entire membership. The nominees for British Irish short film are Philip and Yana, Hungry Joe, Lizard, The Long Goodbye and The Shift. And the British Irish short film of the year is The Long Goodbye, directed by Anil Carrier.
Hello everybody. Firstly, just a quick apology for somebody involved in filmmaking and having had a year now to practice. I'm truly appalling at finding a remotely nice, well-lit webcam frame, so sorry for letting the side down there. But more importantly, thank you so much to the London Critics Circle for awarding us the Best Short Film Award. It really means a huge amount, particularly coming from a rather intimidating bunch like yourselves. And it really is a great feeling, having made this film in what was quite an intense, challenging kind of blur, really. And it was one of those things where we just had to kind of give into the process and trust it a bit. I don't think any of us had any clear, crystal sense of clarity about what was going to come out the other end. So it's a really nice feeling that what did come out clearly had some kind of potency and power, and yeah, so a very real and deep thank you. And just a few thank yous to various people who made this happen. Riz Ahmed, clearly a key element there. His creative kind of force and the amazing words, the incredible performance, the music, that makes this film what it is. And thanks for asking me to make this film. And I'd like to thank Tom Gardner, the producer, Some Such, the production company, everybody there, including Maddie, Seth, Tim, Sally, Stuart Bentley, the director of photography, Amanda James, whose incredible edit really is such an enormous element of what this film is, Paul Davies and Andrew Stirk, Simone and everybody at Time Based Arts, Ruth, Holly, Shaheen, Hayley, and of course the incredible cast who gave a lot to make this film. Thanks so much, and good evening.
Hello everybody, and congratulations to all the winners so far. Here are the nominations for the Attenborough Award for the Best British Irish Film. The Father, Lovers Rock, Mangrove, Rocks, and Saint Maud. And the winner is Saint Maud, directed by Rose Glass.
Thank you so much, London Critics Circle. On behalf of everyone who worked on St Maud's, me, my producers, Oliver Castman, Andrea Cornwall, cast and crew, Film 4, BFI, Protagonist, Studio Canal. This was a real team effort, as all films are. And it's very exciting to be acknowledged in this way and alongside, in a category alongside such awesome films. So yes, thank you very much from all of us.
For this next award, a jury of members selects from a wide range of craft categories to come up with 10 nominations that are of particular merit, and then the entire membership gets to vote on the winner. The nominations for technical achievement are Ammonite, Stéphane Fontaine for cinematography, Birds of Prey, Deborah Lamia Denova and Adruith Lee for makeup and hair, Lovers Rock, Ed Bailey for music, Mank, Donald Graham Burt for production design, Nomadland, Joshua James Richards for cinematography, Rocks, Lucy Pardee for casting, Soul, Pete Docter for animation, Sound of Metal, Nicholas Becker for sound design, Tenet, Jennifer Lame for film editing, and Wolfwalkers, Tom Moore and Ross Stewart for animation. And the technical achievement goes to Rocks, Lucy Pardee for casting.
Thank you so much, Critics Circle, for this incredible award. Thank you, Rocks family. Thank you, Leo and Jeff. Thank you to the incredible cast who inspire me constantly. And biggest thanks goes to Jessica Straker, who is my casting associate on Rocks. Your talent elevated every single bit of work that we did, and I share this with you. Thanks.
The nominees for documentary are Bloody Nose, Empty Pockets, Collective, Dick Johnson is Dead, Time, and The Truffle Hunters. And the documentary of the year is Collective, directed by Alexander Now.
Hi. It was already a great honor to be nominated in 3 categories with the film Collective by the London Critics Circle. But now I and the whole team couldn't be more happy to have won the Best Documentary Award. We are happy most of all that the film traveled so far and gets this recognition because it seems that we are living in a world in which we have to become more and more aware of the need for an independent press and even more so maybe now in the UK, when on a daily basis so many informations are revealed about the corruption and the mishandling of the crisis by the British healthcare system. So thank you very much to the London Critics Circle for this award. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
From daring newcomers to enduring screen legends, this year's nominees for Supporting Actress of the Year all illuminate their films in different but equally essential ways. They are Maria Bakalova for Borat, subsequent movie film, Ellen Burstyn for Pieces of a Woman, Essie Davis for Baby Teeth, Jennifer Ely for Saint Maud, and Amanda Seyfried for Mank. And the award goes to Maria Bakalova for Borat, subsequent movie film.
Thank you so much for voting for me, London Critics Circle. This award is truly special to me because London is where my wild boar journey started almost 2 years ago. I was really scared because London was the first place I traveled abroad on my own, but luckily I had my Londoner friend and now producing partner, the actor Julian Kostov. He introduced me to another one of the key Londoners who have been an irreplaceable support for me on this journey, my beloved agent Tom Jekyll. The two of them believed in me before I was even cast and guided me ever since during this one-of-a-kind experience. So Julian and Tom, thank you. I want to dedicate this award to the many foreign artists that live and work in London. I'm so proud for this recognition and hope that it proves that we're living in a world without boundaries such as nationality or barriers like having an accent, where we celebrate who we are, where we come from, and what we stand for, where any little kid's dream is possible no matter their country of origin, that London is indeed open. It takes great writing and brave producers to support what we do as actors, and it's crucial for our representation on screen. That's why I want to thank to the incredible actor, creator, and producer, my beloved mentor Sacha Baron Cohen, for giving me this platform. The writer and producer Anne Hines, who has been a huge support for me ever since the first audition, and the amazing team of writers, Dan Swimer, Dan Mazer, Peter Bainham, Jenna Friedman, Erica Rivinora. The person who made the story emotional and believable, the director Jason Woolner, and the producers Monica Levinson and Nick Hatton for counting on me and casting an actor from the Balkans. Thank you to the casting director Nancy Bishop for finding me, and I hope that the success of Borat, subsequent movie film, will open doors to great roles for more talented actors from Bulgaria and Eastern Europe. I love you, London. Stay safe.
Movies make us dream. Movies make us think. Movies make us feel, no matter which language they are in. And the nominees for foreign language film are About Endlessness, Another Round, Collective, Les Miserables, Minari. And the foreign language film of the year is Another Round by Thomas Vinterberg. Congratulations!
Hi, my name is Thomas Vinterberg. I'm from Copenhagen. I believe I've just won an award for Another Round. In that case, thank you very much. Thanks to all the voting members of the London Film Critics Circle and to Studio Canal. I guess in a time of confinement and death and bankruptcy, our film about 4 fat drunken Danes dancing around, exchanging body liquids and other liquids came in handy somehow. Great, thank you. It's supposed to be a life-affirming film. It comes from a very difficult time in my life, most difficult time you could ever imagine, actually. And I can honestly say it comes straight from the heart. So this award lands in a very good place. Thank you very much. I'm honored and very happy.
The nominees for supporting actor are Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of the Chicago 7, Chadwick Boseman for The Five Bloods, Aldis Hodge for Clemency, Ben Mendelsohn for Baby Teeth, and Sean Parks for Mangrove. And the supporting actor of the year is Sean Parks for Mangrove.
It's at this point I realise what getting an award like this actually means in terms of the steps that it took to actually get here. The first step, of course, being the nativity play in school. Loved ones in the crowd, big smiles, and of course the most crucial part of that being the clapping at the end of the performance, which is where I believe a lot of actors thought, okay, I like the clapping, I like that. The second step was for me going to college and choosing the subject matter that would. It's at this point I realise what getting an award like this actually means in terms of the steps that it took to actually get here. The first step, of course, being the last one, is being given a role that is not only important for your career, but your soul. Frank Critchlow was that role, and I believe this award highlights his dedication, his heart, his soul, and his struggle, and the steps that him and his friends took that ensured that I was to play this role in the first place. So I'd like to start off by thanking him. I'd like to thank Mr. Steve McQueen for putting all of those things together in a pot, and his unbending need and will to make this as real and as heartfelt as possible. I would love to thank him for that, along with Tracy Schofield and then the BBC, who all put a lot of care and attention into the whole series. So I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank the London Critics Circle for acknowledging all of that. This means more to me than I have time to explain in the time that I have. And to my team, Claire, Rob, Laurie, Anna and Clarence, and Jess, I'd like to say thank you for your patience. To my mum, I'd like to say, hey, looks like those classes worked. And to the universe, I'd like to say a big thank you. I marvel every time.
Screenwriting. If you get it right, then you've got something on which you can hang a truly great film. If you don't get it right, however, it kind of 99 times out of 100 isn't going to matter what you throw at it. It ain't going to work. So, with that in mind, and adopting the screenwriting maxim of show, don't tell, the nominations for Screenwriter of the Year are Jack Fincher for Mank, Rose Glass for St Maud, Charlie Kaufman for I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Aaron Sorkin for The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. And the Screenwriter of the Year is Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
And the nominees for Actress of the Year are Morvid Clark for St Maud, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. And the Actress of the Year is Frances McDormand for Nomadland.
It is my absolute honor to even utter the names of these men who've elevated the game with superlative performances, and they've shown us deeply emotional characters. Our nominees for Actor of the Year are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Delroy Lindo for The Five Bloods, Tahar Rahim for The Mauritanian. This is an emotional one for me. I'm sure it is for many of you who are watching. The Actor of the Year is Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And what a performance that was. He showed us his range, his swagger, his pure passion and rhythm, all while battling for his life in his last moments on celluloid. He is a true hero in every sense of the word, with a career best performance. This goes out to you, Chadwick. Thank you for the films. Thank you for your talent.
It is my profound honor to accept this award on Chadwick's behalf. Thank you so very much to the London Critics Circle for this award for Chadwick's work in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It was truly one of the most incredible experiences of my career to work with Chadwick. We've been wanting to work together for so many years. And working with him on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I saw him put every ounce of love and joy, interrogation, spirit, fight into Levy, which is one of the most incredible characters in August Wilson's canon. I wanted to give you some words from Chadwick Boseman. I found a quote of his that I thought was very meaningful. He said, "You have to cherish things in a different way when you know the clock is ticking. You are under pressure." That is truly something I witnessed with Chadwick. He cherished every single moment. And you see it in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He gave you his heart, he gave you his soul, he gave you everything he's got. And he gave it all to us as well. Chadwick, I love you and I miss you, brother. And I thank you so very much, London Critics Circle, for this award. I know that he would be smiling and he would be grateful, but he would also want to pass it forward. And he would want to talk about you and tell you to keep going and keep you inspired. That's the kind of guy he was, always trying to champion another. Take care.
And now it's time for Director of the Year, and here are the nominations. David Fincher for Mank, Rose Glass for St. Maud, Kevin MacDonald for The Mauritanian, Steve McQueen for Small Axe, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. And the winner is Steve McQueen for the 5 Small Axe films.
Thank you, London Film Critics Circle, this amazing award. It sounds a bit strange and feels a bit strange accepting this award in this time of a pandemic. But art has given me solace, and the way people have responded to Small Axe has given me solace, not just in London, but throughout the world. I often ask myself, why do I do what I do? Well, particularly in this time, why do I do what I do? And I do it, I think, because I'm trying to sort of find out, in a way, who we are, or who we want to be, or who we could be. And through Small Axe, that's what happened. I'm only here because of the people who have put me here, the people who have sacrificed so much. So for me, Small Axe was a love letter to Black London, to Black Britain, to say thank you. And the fact that throughout the world people have received it so warmingly, I'm just so grateful. So I'd like to thank Courtney Newland, I'd like to thank Alistair Siddons, the 2 co-writers, I'd like to thank Tracy Scofield, David Tennant, the producers, I'd like to thank Piers Winger and Rose Garnett for the BBC for their undying support, and of course Amazon. And thank you, London Film Critics Circle, for this wonderful honor. I basically like to give this honor to the Black community of London. Thank you so much.
Which brings us to our final award of the night, the Film of the Year. And the nominees are About Endlessness, Collective, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Lover's Rock, The Mauritanian, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Rocks, and St. Maud. And the Film of the Year is Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao.
Good evening, I'm Anna Smith. I'm a film critic and host of the Girls on Film podcast and a big fan of Chloe and Nomadland, so I'm absolutely thrilled that she's won this award today. Huge congratulations to everybody involved in this phenomenal film. It really has the power to change the way people think, feel, maybe even act. It's a compassionate film and astonishing filmmaking. I'd like you to join me, even though we can't be together, in raising a glass, virtual or otherwise, to Nomadland. Cheers.
Well, that's it for this year. Thanks again for joining us, and congratulations to all of our nominees and the winners. We hope we can hold a live in-person event at some point later this year to celebrate with everyone. And until then, good night.